Minister of Malaysia, Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Hanifah Haji Aman, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Malaysia and Chair of the Extraordinary Session of the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers on the situation of the Rohingya Muslim minority in Myanmar, His Excellency Dr. Yusuf bin Ahmad Al Uthaymin, Secretary General of the OIC, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by expressing my deep appreciation to all of you for joining us here in Kuala Lumpur for this extraordinary session of the OIC, Council of Foreign Ministers. The circumstances that have brought us together are rather tragic. But it is hoped that this gathering will help find a way to alleviate the suffering of our brothers, of our sisters, the Rohingya Muslim minority in Myanmar. This is one of the first major meetings being held under the auspices of the OIC since the appointment of His Excellency Dr. Yusuf bin Ahmad Al Uthaymin as Secretary General. Your Excellency, I'm delighted you have been able to join us today, and I'm confident that under your stewardship, this noble organization will continue to achieve even greater heights in the cause of Islam and the Ummah. Malaysia has always been amongst the staunchest of supporters of the OIC, as far back as its founding, when our first Prime Minister, Tunku Abdul Rahman, was elected the organization's first Secretary General. Ladies and gentlemen, the humanitarian crisis in Myanmar's Rakhine state is the cause of great and immediate concern to us all. The loss of life cannot be disputed. And in Islam, the right of life or the right to life is the first and foremost basic right, as stated in verse 32 of Surah Al-Ma'idah. Whoever kills a soul, it is as if he had slain mankind entirely, and whoever saves one, it is as if he had saved mankind entirely. Far too many people have lost their lives in Myanmar. Many have suffered appalling deaths, and those that have lived through the atrocities have witnessed or endured unspeakable cruelty. That in itself is a reason, and a very compelling reason, why we, all of us, cannot keep silent. At the same time, those of us who are based in the region have learned, and we've learned from history, and I believe I speak for all neighboring countries when I say that we want to avoid a repeat of the 2015 boat people crisis. This not only caused untold suffering to the people who were forced to leave their homes, but had the potential to impact the security and stability of the broader region. In recent years, Malaysia has been on the front line when it comes to the irregular movement of people. As it is, we are hosting around 56,000 displaced Rohingya men, women, and children who had to flee from the Rakhine state. The government, and indeed the people of Malaysia, are willing to shoulder the financial and social responsibility of providing shelter and basic necessities to our Rohingyas brothers and sisters. It is the morally right thing to do. However, the fact that they have been forced to flee is a tragic indictment of the situation they faced at home. To make matters worse, the Rohingyas have become easy targets for human trafficking networks. In many cases, they were held for weeks while smugglers extort more money from their families back home.